A clean surrounding is a collective effort.
Diseases could be avoided
with good hygiene practice. Be more responsible with how you dispose waste products. The environment will be better looking without litter and exposed garbage. We love our city clean. This message is from 92.3 Nigeria Info.
We connect you to the world. We connect you to the vicinity. We are Nigeria Info.
Listen to me, I said this is a real situation and the government has to do something about it.
What are you trying to insinuate? All these people looting Nigeria's money?
This is Nigeria Info, in the heart of Nigeria.
92.3.
We are Nigeria Info.
Keeping up with political issues and developments around you, only on Nigeria Info.
When knowledge meets action, information liberates.
How informed do you need to be to thrive in a fast-changing world?
Listen to experts only.
Keep your dial locked on 92.3 Nigeria Info for the best of news, talk, and sports 24/7.
I am listening. Are you?
And now, Hard Facts.
Hard Facts with Diode.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome to Hard Factor 92.3 Nigeria Info and Herringport Harcourt. I'm Dio. 12 minutes gone past 3 p.m. It's a fine, what day is it? It's a fine Tuesday. I knew that. It is Tuesday, I suppose. Yep, it's Tuesday, November 30. That's what day it is. That's precisely what day it is. And it's the last day of the month of November as well. Of course I knew that. Now tomorrow, as the first day in the month of December, final month for the year, for every year actually, because every year's got 12 months. I didn't know that also, remarkably. Anyways, I hope today's been a good one for you. Things have been working out and looking up, especially if you're Nigerian, living in Nigeria, with the many things we have to deal with, vicissitudes everywhere you turn really. It's quite challenging, but pretty much that's what life is about really. It's all about challenges and surmounting them. Now, the bigger the challenges you're able to surmount, very likely the bigger your successes. So if you think about it, if you consider it from some perspective, you just might be settled for great success, greater than you could possibly ever imagine. Well, that's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it would be that Nigeria's leaders just solve these problems really, because we definitely can do without these challenges in our country. Anyways, welcome once again. From now till 7, we keep the conversation going. A few matters we're going to be discussing on the show today, as always. And you're welcome to join in at different points along the discussions. I do have side comments coming up in a moment. Random stories, random thoughts of mine. Not to be discussed, of course, at this time, but much later on, possibly, during the open season segment. And after that, I have a rant coming up, something in my mind. I'll express some thoughts in it. I'd like to get your take on mine till 4. But for the moment, I think we might get things going with today's side comments. Let's see. Let's start from the home scene. Chairman of Emolhua local government here, Chidi Lloyd, has again warned residents of Emolhua to desist from illegal oil refining in the area. Dr. Lloyd gave the warning while sympathizing with the families of those who allegedly suffocated after visiting the site of the illegal oil refinery to buy kerosene and petrol. He spoke to our correspondent. Let's hear what the chairman of Emolhua had to say about this development. Just a moment, it's here somewhere. It's
For those who have died, it's unfortunate. For those who have died, they are so rest in peace. But there's nothing much we can do. All we are doing is the advocacy, the danger in the business. That's all we can do. If you go to LA, you will see tankers lined up everywhere. They are doing the business now with impunity, and the security agency is not seeing them. Will anybody say that they are not seeing those people? I have on my own gone to pursue them, deflate tire. How long will I do that? We see, I have reported to the garrison commander to say that there are men in military uniform, and I do not think they are military people, but they are having military uniform, so they should also watch out and arrest some people if they are not military people. I have said so severally.
Dr. Lord is also advocating that illegal oil refiners be charged as terrorists for committing mass murder. Let's hear what he also said about on that.
The danger in it is too much. We are going into the dry season, and it will be worse because they are storing these things in houses and so on and so forth. All those who are involved in this thing should be charged as terrorists because it is mass murder. What they are emitting, the carbon dioxide monoxide they are emitting into the system can kill so many people at a time. I have said so severally.
Of particular, no doubt, this is a horrible menace. Illegal oil refining and bunkering that takes place in many parts of the country, here in the Niger Delta region, the South region, here in Rivers State, of course. However, some of the comments of the chairman did catch my attention really. Let's listen to the first part again.
For those who have died, it's unfortunate. For those who have died, may their soul rest in peace. But there's nothing much we can do.
No, actually, quite the contrary. I somewhat disagree with the chairman on that. I'm convinced that there's a whole lot more. There's a whole lot more that we can do. We could have prevented those people dying, for example. You know, and I think that we've got to a point in this country where people dying doesn't seem to be that much of a big deal again. When people die in catastrophes that could have been prevented, we have political office holders simply express their, empathies and sympathies to the families, and hope that they're able to, rest in peace or something like that, and then wish the families the best and then move on. No, it's a very unfortunate thing, and I believe there's a whole lot more that we can do at every level. As individuals, as collectives, as communities, as a local government, as a state, and definitely as a country, there's so much more that we can do. But especially for people who occupy elected positions, even at local government level, there is a lot that you can do. And the fact of the matter is, you can't afford to spread your arms or spread open your palms and express hopelessness like a lot of other people would do, like maybe a lot of other Nigerians will do, those that don't occupy political office, because you are there to fix the problem, or at least contribute to fixing the problem. So a sense of hopelessness is not the right message or the right posture that political office holders should send out to the citizenry, especially when there is an inherent problem that needs to be addressed. But let's listen to the rest of his comments.
We are doing is the advocacy, the danger in the business. That's all we can do. If you go to LA, you will see tankers lined up everywhere.
It's not all. Advocacy is a good thing. Advocacy is a very good thing. But it's not all that we can do. It's not the only thing that we can do, especially once again, when you occupy positions such as a local government chairman. And I'm not talking about the MOI chairman alone. I'm talking about people who occupy elected positions. What I'm asking is, what is the position of government? What is the collective, unified position of government in Rivers State at every level? At the local government level, at the state level? What is the collective position? What is the action plan? Does the state have an action plan to deal with this menace? I mean, beyond local government chairmen and other political actors, state actors, beyond the governor, at intervals or intermittently, occasionally, when some unfortunate incident happens and people die, and then accusations, is these people who are doing it? We have been talking, they were at our house, we are talking, but they will not listen. No, beyond rhetoric. Because when something happens, when there is an incident, a fire, like we've been experiencing lately, or some other unfortunate incidents, possibly leading to casualties and people die, then you hear something from a local government chairman or from the governor himself talking about these people are doing bad things, we have said this, we have done that. No, okay, so how about when there is no incident? Does the state have an action plan? Do we have an official position on this? And having an official position, identifying something is wrong, means that we have a blueprint to solve the problem. What is the River State government's blueprint on this? What is it really? Because and I know that ever so often the defense of government at state level, is, including here in River State, is we don't control the security apparatus. The governor is only the chief security officer by title. He doesn't control the police, he doesn't control the military and all of that. But when the governor specifically wants something done, when he is focused and determined to have a thing done, isn't it remarkable that these same security officials that we don't control then yield to the governor's directives, to the governor's orders, and then they give effect to what the governor has said? I mean, I see a huge contradiction here. So, besides, the point I'm making is, besides when we have the occasional incident that there's a fire or the loss of lives, and then people now reel out some rhetoric or read some speech prepared by somebody else, what is the River State government action plan to deal with this? Because once again, where these things happen, this illegal refining happen, people know where they are. It's known. Where they are is known. What are we doing to identify these places? What are we doing? How much effort are we putting in to put an end to this? Yes, we can talk about how some security officials are complicit in this, and that, I believe, to a great degree is true, but not every security official in the country or in River State is complicit in this or is a part of this. So we can set up all kinds of special units in the police when we think there's something we want to address, operation this, operation that, funded by the state government. How about another operation something just to address this? How about something like that, for example? How about the River State government setting up, in conjunction with security agents or agencies, setting up a particular, maybe a task force or some security unit to face this in particular? How about some kind of a public forum, maybe online, where people can identify and say, okay, you know what, maybe a website, for example, and say, this is going on here. People can drop that information anonymously. How about that? How about we set up a website and say, if you know a place in your community, if you know a place in your local government area where this is going on, maybe you're afraid to call our numbers, maybe you're afraid to walk to a police station, and I can understand where that fear comes from. It's very understandable. Drop the information on the website, and everybody, don't even hide the information. As people drop the information, it's available for everybody to see. If you log on to that website, you can see where someone said this is going on here. Other persons can corroborate or debunk it. Security agents can investigate and find out if something really is going on there or not. I mean, there's so much that can be done, even at state level, if we are serious, and if we are honest, and if really we are determined about doing something about this, really. There's so much that can be done, even if the governor does not control the police or control the military or control anybody else. It's not enough to trade blames and talk about how we deflated tires. I mean, deflating tires are good, but beyond deflating tires, what other concerted efforts are we making? What are we doing, really? It's kind of like the one that happened at Rumokoro recently, and nobody knew what was going on. Not the police, who have a station close by, not the army, they have a base there, not the DSS, not Obiako local government. Nobody knew what was going on there. Unbelievable, if you ask me. So what really are we doing? Once again, beyond when something happens and we start to talk about, is this people, is security, is this, is that. What's the plan here? What's the plan, really? What's the plan? All right, let's see what has caught my attention on the news. Of course, earlier, 3 people were found dead this morning at an illegal oil refining dump in Doha community, Amoa local government area of Rivers State. The youth chairman of the community, Friday in Wekere, also said the victims, a woman and 2 men, were at the illegal oil refinery to buy kerosene and fuel. He said they may have suffocated from the gas which emits from the dump. So, I mean, did nobody know that this place was there? That people go there to buy kerosene or buy fuel? Did nobody know? Did a local government chairman or any other body report to the authorities and nothing was done about it? And then you came out opening the media and say that this is going on in my local government council. We have this here, we have that there. We've reported this to the authorities. Nothing's been done about it. Have we heard that before this unfortunate incident? And once again, beyond local government level, at the state level, what is the blueprint? What is the plan to end this really? If there really is a plan. Remember, I think the Rivers State government was said to have commissioned some investigation into the black suit in Rivers State about a year or 2 ago or so. What has been the result of that investigation? We heard that they're saying that it's people who are burning cows that is causing the suit. Burning cows, and some construction company, I think, burning bitumen or something like that. What was the result of that investigation? Was the result of that investigation even made public? Was there a white paper on the report of that investigation? Were there actionable plans set out by the River State government to deal with this going forward, besides banning the burning of cow? I don't understand how burning of cow is darkening the entire place, really. Didn't quite get that either. Are we really serious about it? Are we just simply playing to the gallery, waiting for the next time something will happen again, when 3 or 4 people die or more, and then we say, yes, sir, we have been talking about this thing. See, the other day, I was on a tanker. The tanker was going at high speed, like 100 kilometers an hour, and I came out from my SUV, and I jumped on the tanker, and the driver was going like this, and I was going like this on the right on the tanker. I'm telling you, it's like an action film. I'm telling you, you watch. Don't you watch action film? I was on the tanker. The tanker will swerve to the left. I will swerve. The tanker will swerve to the right. I will swerve also. On the tanker, I'm telling you. When the tanker now crashed, I just jumped like this. Boom. As the tanker exploded, I just jumped like that out of the fire. That's what we are going through. If I tell you what I'm going through every day, you will not believe it. I know, we need to be more serious about this, really. Alright, let's see. What else caught my attention on the news today? I imagine there may have been a couple of things as well. This is for later on. Governor Yesterday has announced the creation of the Office of the Deputy Chief of Staff, Government House, Port Harcourt. A statement by the Governor's Special Assistant, Media Confederation, said the Deputy Chief of Staff will be in charge of the logistics, correspondence of the Governor, and legal matters. He has also announced the creation of the Office of the Special Advisor on Aviation. Really? An Office of the Deputy Chief of Staff. And if this new Deputy Chief of Staff is going to be handling logistics, correspondence, and legal matters, what's left for the substantive Chief of Staff to handle, really? I don't know. If logistics, correspondence, and legal matters are being handled by the Deputy Chief of Staff. So, I don't know. Is this really to... Did the Chief of Staff complain that the workload is too much and he can't handle it? Or is this all part of the permutations and combinations and strategizing as against 2023? Something tells me that, of course, throughout the country, we're going to experience a lot of drama as 2023 approaches, no doubt about that. But something tells me that the drama that will play out in Rivers State is something to definitely watch out for. I have booked my popcorn in advance, and I'm waiting. We'll be here when the drama starts to play out. and we'll definitely discuss it. 2023 will definitely be an interesting year throughout the country, but I think even more especially here in River State. The River State Commissioner for Special Duties, Emeka Noe, says the men of the State Fire Service were attacked by residents when they went to put out the Elechi Beach on fire on Saturday. In an interview, Mr. Noe, who condemned the attack, apologized for the late arrival of the firemen to the scene of the incident, which left several people homeless. Let's hear what the Commissioner had to say about this development. Here we go.
I just finished the meeting with the chief fire stations, and I've told them must be ready at all times. We don't want to give any excuses. This particular one, we say we are sorry. We went on inspection this morning at the fire station. All our trucks are equipped. All our trucks are ready to fight. Please, the masses should please, in the name of God, stop attacking firemen when come to assist you. They are not the ones that lead those fires.
Two things here. The first one, please, I join my voice with the Commissioner's voice to the masses. Do not attack fire servicemen when they come to put out the fire. It is not their fault that they don't have fire trucks. It is not their fault that they don't have water in their trucks. It is not their fault that they are far away from the fire incident. It is not their fault that the logistics are not there, the equipment are not there, that I don't know, the last time they probably went for some kind of a training. It's not their fault. So if they show up, maybe they show up late, or they show up not very prepared in your estimation to deal with the fire, don't attack them. If you attack them, the next time there's a fire, they may not show up. If you destroy the equipment, the one they have that they're managing right now, if you destroy that one, what happens tomorrow when there's a fire? And if you destroy the one they have now, remember, project money is project money. I don't know if we have fire service money, because we will not use project money for fire service money. You must remember that. Project money is project money, and we will not divert project money into fire or fire service. It's very important to know that. Now, the second thing here is, I think I'd like to play back the Commissioner's comments again. The first one.
I just finished the meeting with the chief fire stations, and I've told them must be ready at all times. We don't want to give any excuses. This particular one, we say we are sorry. We went on inspection this morning at the fire station. All our trucks are equipped.
How many trucks do we have, Commissioner? How many trucks do we have? How many fire service trucks does the River State government have? What is the readiness levels? What's the preparedness levels of these fire servicemen, really? How many fire stations do we have in River State? Can we have these figures? Can we have the numbers when we say all our trucks are ready? How many trucks are we speaking of here? How many fire stations do we have in River State? How many firefighters do we have in River State? What is our overall preparedness levels to deal with emergencies in River State? For example, fires. Really? We don't even have a state emergency management agency. We don't. What is the level of coordination? What are our logistics like? What are our equipment like? What is everything like, really, when we say we're ready? Now, the State Commissioner for Special Duties revealed the outcome of the report of the panel set up to investigate the causes of the 3 fire outbreaks in 3 days last week.
With the committee report this morning, we want to study the report now, and we are going to act on 4 recommendations. That of D-Line, that of Rumokoro, Creek, are all those fire issues. Let me say this also. Anything that has to do with petroleum is purely on the exclusive list of the federal government, the president, because we don't control the military, we don't control the police, we don't control the navy. If they call the head of these agencies and give them a mandate, you will see that this thing will calm down a little. Not that it will stop totally, but at least to an extent.
No, your commissionerness. Now, you do have a point, actually. And once again, it simply seems like an excuse, the ready-made excuse. You see, the governor does not control the police, the governor does not control the military, but if the governor really wants something done tomorrow, it's going to happen, your Honorable Commissioner. The same police that the governor does not control will make it happen. If the governor wants something to happen right now, this very second, the same police that the governor does not control will, in fact, the Commissioner of Police himself will lead a special tactical team to make it happen. If the governor wants the army to do something, the special battalion, whoever, is going to lead a special unit to make it happen. These are the same security agencies or agents the governor does not control. And by the way, as far as land is concerned, the governor holds every land in Rivers State in trust for Rivers people. So if you identify someone is using that land illegally, you can evacuate that person from that land. And there is no security official or agent who will say that's not going to happen. It literally can't happen. It cannot happen. So let's do the right thing. If the state government had acted proactively as far as the Romokoro situation were concerned, if they identify that people are carrying out illegal activities there, and that was identified and publicly, that information was shared publicly, are we saying that if the local government chairman had invited operatives or even gone there himself, that those persons would not have been dislodged and the fire prevented, let alone if the government itself were involved? So let's stop the blame game. Let's start pushing responsibility. Let's take responsibility and deal decisively with this thing if we really are serious about dealing with it and not just playing to the gallery, really. And by the way, the report of this investigation, I hope it's going to be made public as well. It's not enough for us to get a preview or a summary of it. Reports of this nature should be made public so the public knows what's going on. And beyond that, what government is doing to address it. What's the game plan here? What's the blueprint? How do we intend to solve this problem? Besides crying that the police, the governor does not control the police or control the army. And I think I'll leave the side comment on that note. I'll go for a break now. When I return, today's round comes on. Please stay with us.
Information is a two-way thing. Nigeria Info, it's your turn. Let's talk.
And now, Hard Facts.
Hard Facts with Diode.
Okay, Mark, it is Hard Factor 90.3 Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt and Diode. 20 minutes ago before 4 p.m. I'd like to write for just a bit. Something in my mind, I've expressed some thoughts in it. You're welcome to express your thoughts in mind till 4 p.m. It's a very important matter, today's rant, as usual, I suppose. Now, right now, we are in the midst of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. Now, this 16 days is an annual international campaign that kicks off on November 25. What's November 25, you're asking? It's the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, and it runs until December 10, that's Human Rights Day. And expectedly, unsurprisingly, a lot of conversation, discussions, events, even sensitization is going on regarding the issue of violence against women. We can't talk about violence against women without talking about trafficking in persons as well, because once again, no doubt, everybody gets, or both gender gets trafficked. Females get trafficked, male get trafficked, but there's no doubt, I think, going by the figures, women are more on the receiving end of even trafficking and abuse as well. So there is no doubt it is quite important to give some focus to the challenges faced by women in this regard. Like I said, lots of discussions, conversations, events, sensitization, orientation going on. Agencies of governments, ministries, departments, all talking about this expectedly as well. Now, also on the news on this matter earlier, the head of National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, British State Liaison Office, Nwamaka Ekediashi, says more than 20 persons have been arrested in the last 5 months for child abuse. Ekediashi confirmed this to our correspondent while speaking on what the agency is doing to tackle rising cases of child abuse.
But the problem we are having is the victims. I must tell you, you make arrests. Like since I came, we've made a couple of arrests. But you now find out that the families of these victims will now are the same people that will come back to you and tell you they don't want again. Even the ones of sexual exploitation, you'll be surprised that some of them, their mothers will come and tell you, please, we don't want. You know, when you are doing a matter and the victim is not forthcoming, that will come with it. A lot of pieces of child abuse have been reported. We have made a lot of arrests. We have had not less than 20 from July to over 20, the list as regards that child abuse, both domestic and sexual.
There's no doubt that we have a big problem on our hands, but in solving it, it's there are several dimensions to resolving this problem. And the family is very crucial to this. To families, and I believe that whilst it happened in our various cities, maybe a lot more of these incidents happen in the remote areas, in our local communities, in our villages, in the hinterlands. But whether or not it happens over there or more in the city, besides the point. The point really is, at family level, at community level, we need to bring these issues to the fore. We need to report these incidents, and when they are reported to the authorities and other agencies and agencies of government, we need to do all we can to ensure that perpetrators are punished. We need to ensure that justice is served. It's ideal if the incident is prevented in the first place, if it doesn't happen. But if and when it does happen, we must ensure we cooperate with the authorities to ensure that justice is served. Because if someone in your community does this, and I'm speaking to parents now, I'm speaking to guardians, I'm speaking to uncles, I'm speaking to all of us in our communities. If this person abuses that woman, abuses that child, and for whatever reason, we say we don't want to do case, we don't want this, we don't want that, or we settle, as happens very often. We settle. You know what happens? That person is going to abuse somebody else tomorrow. That person might abuse another person in your family tomorrow, or someone else you're related to in your extended family, or somebody who is a friend of yours, or even you. It's going to happen. That person is going to do it again. The mere fact that the person was caught and maybe shamed in your community and made to settle you by giving you something is not going to serve necessarily as a correction for that person or deterrent for that person. That person is going to do it again. So we need to do something about this. We need to speak out publicly against things like this. And also to our leaders, our local leaders in our communities, our traditional rulers. The goat meat syndrome has to come to an end. This goat meat syndrome has to come to an end. You guys have been eating goat meat for how many years and decades now? I mean, you should be tired of eating goat meat. Try to eat something else, for crying out loud. Something you grow for yourself, and not trying to feed off people whose children have been abused by some person. We hear obnoxious stories that come out from our communities. When people even go to report these cases at our traditional local level, they are asked to even pay money before they can report these cases. Then to have the case tendered, they have to also pay something. To have judgments delivered, they have to pay something. And many times you hear things like, well, don't worry, we're going to settle it. We're going to settle it. And even the victims are asked to even buy goats and pay money for goats and all kinds of ridiculousness. This goat syndrome has to come to an end. And to security agents as well, you have to be proactive. It's not a family affair. It's not a family affair. When someone abuses, a grown man abuses someone's child, it's not a family affair. We have laws in this country. We are a nation of laws. So do your job and ensure that person is dealt with in accordance with the law. We all have roles to play here. Now, Mrs. Ikediashi also spoken why the agency is yet to arrest human organ traffickers.
Talk about organ harvesting. The issue with the organ harvesting is that the victims do not even need to tell their story when it comes to organ harvesting. So that will keep telling people so that they will be aware. They will be cautious where they go to, the people they relate to. Most of the time they will call you and tell you there is a job opening there. You don't do proper verification, you just jump and go. So most of the time these victims don't even need to tell their story. So when you talk about having arrested somebody or arrested syndicates, it's very difficult. It's a very, very difficult scenario.
Also, we also have a role to play as citizens. We need to report these matters if we get a whiff that something is going on. And as a preventive measure, if you get some kind of interaction, communication, you didn't apply for a job, for crying out loud, and someone sends you an email or sends you a text message or calls you and says, congratulations, you have been offered a job by AGIP. We need you to come somewhere. You didn't apply for a job, for crying out loud. You didn't go for any interview. They tell you congratulations. And then because you believe that if you tell people, they will steal your job or they will steal your destiny or your shine, and then you are secretive about it. You don't tell your friends, you don't tell your family, you tell nobody, and then you want to go there to collect secret AGIP job. And you meet your Waterloo there. So let's be conscious of what's going on. There's a lot of there are lots of terrible things going on in our society these days, and we all need to be proactive in dealing with this menace. NAPTIP also spoke on the challenges faced by the agency in the state.
The agency, we are lucky the better office space. We already have a very big office space because part of our mandate, NAPTIP as an agency has powers of arresting, you understand, investigation and prosecution. So we have the space challenge. Sometimes when we arrest these people, we usually keep them in the DSS custody or other custodies of sister agencies. So we don't have that in Rivers State. So it's a very major and big challenge to us, you know. So if we are calling on the state government to know what to do as regards that, they can provide us with a better and a bigger office space. I highly appreciate that.
Well, your national agency, NAPTIP, is National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons. So I perceive that this is a federal government domain as far as the agency is concerned. It also speaks to to what the federal government holds important, and that's a question mark really. But then again, the federal government is filling in its responsibilities, no doubt about that. But even that just joins the list, a growing list of things the federal government has failed or continues to fail in. But we also have state governments, either joining in or patching in or pretending to patch in to deal with some of these issues the federal government is failing in. For example, state governments build roads belonging to the federal, build federal roads. State governments equip the police, federal agencies. They equip other armed forces. They buy them gunboats. They buy them weapons, ammunition. They buy them vehicles. So why not help NAPTIP also? Why not provide a bigger office if you can? Why not provide equipment for them if you can? It won't cost a lot. Nothing close to what one flyover will cost, I suppose. You know, so let's prioritize this. Let's at the federal level and state level kind of help out as well. So finally, as individuals, let's play our roles also. Let's play our roles. Let's not joke with the issue of abuse of women or abuse of children. You have a friend of yours who's always joking about things like that. Who will say things something like, "These small children, they know something, they know something," and you're laughing with that person. They know something. I hope that person does not abuse your child someday, or the child of somebody that you know. When that person is telling you, "These small children said," they say they know something, they know something. That person either has done it before or has a tendency to abuse a child. When you hear someone saying, "These small children, they know something, they know something, they know something." So let's all do what we can to protect our women and protect our children as well. On that note, I'll end my round. Thanks for listening. I hope you were on board. Got a few minutes to go. Let's get your take. Call the number 0817 93 0002, 0817 93 0003 or 0007. We're live on facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH. WhatsApp is on 0809 030 6416. Hello, how's Frank to welcome?
Hello.
All right, go ahead.
Good afternoon, be very distinguished.
Go ahead, please.
What prompted me to call? When you are saying that we as the citizens, we should play our role in a situation of a rape, and you try to invite or report to the relevant authorities, and when the matter is already up, you see the father of...
You know what, let me just help. Let me help out with this immediately. What I'm saying is, no doubt we have challenges with government agencies. I'm saying I was responding to a specific matter, and the matter of even when we have agencies of government or organizations such as FIDA or NAPTIP, and then on our own...
In a situation where the father and the mother of the girl are so inquisitive of getting land or monetary compensation, and not even asking of the justice, for their child, what do you do on that regard? Doesn't we think maybe
that is exactly you know what? Okay, all right, great to hear from you. But that's what I'm talking about. I'm not sure what I call as unnecessarily complicating the matter. It is those people that I am speaking to that concerns. If it doesn't concern you, then why are you bothered about it? It is those persons who would act that way that message was for. Do not collect settlement over your child's future, over your child's mental health, over the possibility that another child is going to get abused by that person. That's what I was talking about. Hello, Hard Factor, welcome. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Oh my. We got 7 minutes or so to go before 4 p.m. Do I have any comments via WhatsApp, Facebook rather? Let's check that. Okay, what's going on at the moment? Hello, Hard Factor, welcome. 90.3, hello, go ahead. Okay, there's no one on the other end. The number is again 0817 93 0002, 0817 93 0003. or 0817 93 0007. Can hardly wait for my call screener to be back on duty. Really, does help save a lot of situations, I suppose. But the message is clear. In whatever way, in whatever way you possibly can help out, whatever way you can contribute to helping to solve this trouble menace, do what you can. That's the message. Hello, you're welcome.
Hello, good afternoon.
Alright, go ahead.
Okay, I want to talk on the issue. I'm calling from a warrior. The issue of illegal refining. It's a very deep one. That statement Mr. Shizilor made.
Hello, sir. I appreciate your listening and your calling in, but that was not the content of my rant. And I've said severally that the side comments are not up for discussion at this time. What's up for discussion right now was the content of my rant, which had to do with ending violence against women and children, of course, was the message from today's rant, and that's what I'm receiving responses on at the moment. So once again, in your way, however way that you can, play your role. 90.3, hello.
Hello.
You're welcome, go ahead. Hello? 90.3.
Hello?
Alright, go ahead, please.
Yeah, just like you said, I think a lot has to be done when it comes to sensitization. Sensitization in the sense that a lot of people, just like you were saying just a few moments ago, you said maybe when some group of men are around and so one will be saying these small girls, they already know something. It's something people can't joke with and don't know how serious or how much of, I don't know, weight a comment like that carries. So when I say sensitization should be coming from all fronts. Thank goodness we are a nation, we're a religious nation to two extremes.
Islamic and Christians to a very large extent, then the other guys who are in between. I think also the churches need to get involved. The market leaders need to get involved. When we were much younger, when I say much younger, not that old, 10, 15 years ago, most times you get to the market. I don't know if it's the market people that employ, we won't call them town criers, but they move around with like horn speakers and all that, just making some fairly decent announcements about some basic things, maybe particularly related to maybe the market stuff. But we can employ this in sensitizing citizens. When you go out, I'm somebody who goes out a lot, or in the course of my work, I interact with a lot of people. There are things and there are some jokes that people catch, and you hear them and you cringe, and you're like,
absolutely,
so this man maybe
but I sincerely apologize. I wish you had called in earlier, but I have to go right now. I've got a commercial break coming up. But great to hear from you, though. I'm sure the message was quite clear, the point was trying to make. And finally, abusing a woman or abusing a child is not a small crime. It's not a small thing that's good and a few thousand naira notes can take care of. It's a serious crime. It's a grievous offense. It's a horrible menace, and we must deal with it in our society. Stick around. We got news coming up shortly. More discussions and ending violence against women. Stephanie People will join us with our conversation shortly. Please stay with us.